Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Curtis and this is the Kurt Locker. This week wraps up week 18 of training. It's been a very interesting 18 weeks. In that time, I have moved twice, 2 different houses. I have renovated the house that we're in now. I've built the completely built the gym. I can't even talk. I've completely built the gym in here. Then I tore down the power rack and I'm buying a new power rack. A lot of moving parts, and honestly, it's probably been the single most frustrating workup I've ever had to a single competition. However, I am still looking forward to competing alongside everybody on the 28th at River City Barbell over in Dayton, Kentucky, basically right across the river from Cincinnati. It should be an awesome competition. There's a couple really cool things I like about it. One, there's a semi-truck pole, which is a really cool thing. I've actually never done a harnessed vehicle pole before. And I don't own a harness, so it's going to be figuring out day of competition. There's also a mystery event, which has led me to basically include some random overhead. For some reason, I feel like it's going to be an overhead event. I don't really know. Well, I do know why I think that. I think that because there's really not that much overhead right now. There's Atlas stones, there's a truck pole, there's a max log, but there's not like another overhead. Usually in Strongman, overhead makes up about 2 of the 5 events. So we'll see. Maybe it's a medley, who knows. With 3 weeks left, I am gonna go over how I'm going to program my last 3 weeks before I compete. So stick around to the end of the video for that. And I will see you guys right back here at the end of the roll-up. And welcome to the training actual vlog portion where I talk about how I'm doing a bunch of speed squats. Now these speed squats were the first time that I've done squats under a normal barbell for probably about a month. And it felt pretty good. Definitely hurt a little bit getting out of position, but I really need to start working on that right shoulder mobility after my shoulder surgery November 19. Afterwards, moved on to this heavy log press, which took me for a little ride, as you see right here. And ended up sticking the second basically rep of this super well. So this was 3 sets of 2 to 3, and I'm pretty sure I just stuck with 2 just because he was feeling nice and heavy, right at 225 pounds. So it's nothing too incredible, but it still felt really good to be able to get the weight and get it moving. Afterwards, moved on to some transformer bar lunges. I am using the front squat setting for these particular ones. I tend to prefer the front squat to goblet squat modes for doing these lunges. And then I also do the super awesome, and I'm sure they look crazy to my neighbors, calf raises. And I've gotten a lot of benefit out of this. I'm not going to lie, I really think I have. And that's pretty much it. So we're moving on to Strongman Saturday. What you missed between Monday and Saturday was basically me just kind of hitting a wall of just holy crap. So I decided to take some days and just really focus on mobility work. And I actually meant to record some of it, but I never did. I also am testing a new Cupper electronic suckum and shockum device and played with that quite a bit. But what I'm showing you here is basically how I do my shoulder rock warm up. I'll end up switching my hand position for the second round. And what I mainly had planned for this Strongman Saturday, because I was still feeling pretty fatigued, I really didn't want to do all that much, but I just watched Alan Thrall's video and I really wanted to get a lot of explosive movements going. So I did these circus dumbbells, and these went up to 135 pounds and actually moved really well, like a lot better than I really thought they would have. But I did end up having some failures at 135 later on in the training. I don't really show them here in the video, but basically it was like partial extensions, and you see I almost take myself out there. So one of the things I pulled from Alan Thrall's video on how to incorporate Strongman into a powerlifting program is that I really am lacking any sort of explosive movement in this particular training set. So one of the things he said to do were these axle high cleans or high pulls, and I loaded it up to 215 pounds. and was basically just aiming to get it somewhere between my nipples and my belly button. I was able to get 3 sets of 5. It felt really good, and it definitely was probably the bulk of the stress from that training. So if you're looking to potentially get a little bit more work volume into your training, go ahead and start incorporating these, because I got a ton of benefit just from the one day. I definitely felt gassed afterwards, and it also made a really good time, because what you see me looking at over to the side is they're pouring concrete, and the foreman was definitely enjoying watching me do my training. He kept on trying to give me a shovel. But you saw that top single at 445 pounds, and then I did this back off set at 400 pounds, and this is on my new DOM axle, which I'm planning on making a video on. It's kind of a, don't make the same mistake I made video. More to come on that. And the deadlifts themselves move pretty good. It's been a long time since I've done axle deadlifts. Probably neglected it a little bit too much. Afterwards, I had the girls out in the gym, and so I gave my 5-year-old an 8-pound medicine ball, and I gave my 2-year-old a 2-kilogram medicine ball, and we were just doing sandbag over shoulder and ball over shoulder. So my 2-year-old, she was a little bit grumpy, wasn't really into it all that much, so she's no longer in the frame. She definitely threw a little bit of a tantrum. There's me dropping a sandbag basically on the back of my neck, and my 5-year-old having a ton of fun. If you have kids, I feel like this will particularly resonate with you. If you don't have kids, just know that this is probably one of my favorite parts about having a garage gym, is just having my family involved in my training. Afterwards, I went outside and threw sandbags over my head a whole bunch of times, which got the concrete crew watching again. Really made for a good time. Again, they kept on offering me a shovel. I kept on politely refusing. Maybe I should have gone and helped them. Who knows? Maybe I would have gotten a solid back-breaking workout for the day. But these sandbag throws are a ton of fun, and historically speaking, I'm pretty good at them. The max height I've ever thrown was a 50-pound sandbag to a 14-foot standard. Afterwards, wrapped up with grip, and that was it for week 18. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed the footage from week 18, and what I wanted to bring you through now is the next 3 weeks of training and what that is going to actually consist of. So we're going to do a screen recording. I'm going to show you guys the actual Excel that I'm using to program myself for the next actually like 2.5 weeks. All right, so what we are looking at is on Monday, we're going to come into the gym, and it's going to be kind of a repeat of what I did before, where I'm going to be doing some speed squat work with some heavy overhead. I still want to be able to hit that heavy volume. I'm 2 weeks out. That's plenty of time to heal. Some walking lunges, and I'm going to end up changing that up to where I was kind of lunging for 15 reps all on my right and then switching to my left. As a walking lunge, I'm going to be going like right, left. And of course, those calf raises, I'll be backing up to the edge of the platform. Tuesday is going to be ladder drills. Tuesday is pretty much the same every single week for me. It is a conditioning and recovery based day, especially coming off of Strongman Saturday and the weekend. Now Wednesday, which is going to be my speed overhead day, so that is the getting it moving. Now that's going to be slightly heavier than it typically would be, just because I really don't feel like I've generated enough training stress in this cycle, so I'm going to try to cram here at the end. It's not going to be a ton, but a little bit more than normal, followed by some incline press and then a whole bunch of assistance work. I do see dips on here as something that I put in there for myself. I probably will end up modifying that to not include dips. I usually don't do dips, especially following my shoulder surgery, so that'll probably change to some other tricep and or chest, maybe decline bench or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. After that, Thursday is going to be heavy deadlift in that first week. Friday is just going to be another conditioning day, followed by repetition overhead, which normally would be on Friday, and I'm moving it to Saturday because it works better for my schedule to have that on Strongman Saturday. After that, it's going to be heavy yoke, heavy farmers, which is out of cycle. It should be on speed yoke, speed farmers. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to shove that to week 2. Now we go into week 2 and basically repetition overhead, repetition squat followed by heavy overhead. And then the ladder drill Tuesday day, speed overhead day with close grip bench press. and then a whole bunch of assistance movements. After that, speed deadlift, which I'm going to keep. It's going to be a little bit heavier, but not too much heavier. Basically, for my speed deadlift day, I'm really just going to be looking for that explosiveness. After that, Fridays are always Fridays, and then Saturday is going to be that repetition overhead, followed by speed work. And again, I'm really going to be focusing on footwork here. I wish I could get a little bit more specialized, a little bit more specific into my training with the truck pull, and I might do something with the yoke. We'll see. Maybe I'll try to pull it, maybe a rope over my shoulder or something. But realistically speaking, I'm planning on just tackling that particular event on game day. After that, Monday on week 3, I'm going to keep the first 3 days. Now that is 3 weeks away, or 2.5 weeks away, or I guess 1, 2, like 2 weeks away. So if I'm feeling fatigued, this will likely change into like a speed day. If I'm not feeling fatigued, which I don't think I'm going to be, I'm going to keep it as the heavy squat day, followed by that light conditioning day. And then I changed everything to be speed and light work on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday rest, go in on Saturday and have tons of fun. Normally I compete as a 198. Basically, since the pandemic hit, no competitions have been happening. I stopped really paying attention to my body weight. I walk around every day right around 209, and I was initially planning to compete as a 198 in this next show. I have registered for the show as a 220 because I kind of just realized that I don't care. Like, I don't care. I'm just going into this. I want to have fun. This is my first competition in like a year and a half, 2 years, pretty much more than 2 years because my shoulder surgery. So this is my first competition in a long time. I'm really just looking to go out there, have tons of fun. Plus, I think it's funny. This is my first show in basically 2.5, 3 years or so. And the guy who hosted my very first competition back when I competed as a novice and won, he is actually hosting this show. And that was just completely fluke by chance. So maybe looking forward to seeing, I don't know if he'll remember me. The guy probably meets hundreds of people, thousands of people, but we'll see, who knows. And I'm excited for the 28th. And if you're anywhere around the area, they do have spectator tickets. Please come by, watch, not because it's me, but just because this event also supports Mission 22, which is an organization that helps veterans in need. And watch me struggle fest with a semi-truck on a harness. But that's been it for week 18. I appreciate you guys that have been watching this video all the way to this point. Remember, when it comes to your garage gym training, you should always keep it better, awesome, and of course, badass. I will see you guys next week.